What's going on, everybody? I hope you're having a good day, and I hope you're having a good week as always. I know I upset some people, maybe confused some people, or bothered a few people with my post this morning, posting a picture of me and Candace Owens. It was semi a joke. Also, I was semi being serious. I understand that tone is not really taken into consideration when I text. So I want to do a full video to really explain what I'm talking about, because words and picture posts often get lost in translation. So the story of the day is one of my favorite black conservatives, to be honest, maybe like top 2 or 3. His name is Hotep Jesus. He's got a Twitter, got a YouTube account. I find him very funny, very honest, and also just very thought-provoking. He actually got banned from the TPUSA event for black conservatives. So one of my favorite black conservatives, Hotep Jesus, banned from the event after he flew out. So I want to really explain that. And I want to let people know, because like I said with my post earlier, I think I rubbed a lot of people the wrong way. What I'm about to say is going to be all out of love. There's no hate involved. There's no disrespect involved. There's some people involved in the story that I actually really like. So I'm going to tell it as fair and accurate as possible without being rude or negative. None of this is rooted from ego or pride. I really don't have that. You could think as you wish, but it's really not about that. I'm just really... I'm here to report the truth. I tell you the truth all the time. Sometimes it goes one way, sometimes it goes the other, but this is a big story that I'm going to explain in about a minute or 2 minutes when everyone gets in the live stream. And just understand too, we'll get into it in a second. I got to have fun here. If I just post monolithic, boring stats and, videos, I'll bore myself to death. So, certain things I say, I may be joking. Certain things I say, I may not be joking, but tone and sarcasm and stuff like that's not always taken into consideration. But I'm going to get into that story in a minute. Thank you guys for joining. I appreciate you. And to those who I rubbed the wrong way, I don't know how many or little it was, hear me out, hear what I have to say, because I think my voice and, explanation will be a lot better than maybe how you perceived a picture and text post. Thank you guys so much. God bless you. God bless America. God bless the world. We're gonna wait like a minute, and then we're getting in. Someone said arrest made on mail bombs. Thank goodness. They need to take whoever's doing that stuff and really investigate who they're working for, why they're doing it. That's a domestic terrorist, in my opinion. They need to be put behind bars. Suspect caught in Florida. Yeah. We'll get into that story after this. This is another good one, but I'll look into it. Thank you, Sean. I appreciate it. I'll do some shout outs for a minute till we get in. The video said, context is everything. JP said, just love somebody. Man. Debbie Wasserman Schultz's district is where the arrest is made. Dear Lord. I'm sure you don't bore yourself on me, please, although you never have. Okay, we'll just get into it. Sorry, I'm not going to talk about the bomb maker. I see that everyone's saying there's been an arrest made. That's great. I'll get into that story later once more evidence comes out. But I want to talk about the Black Summit. I posted a picture on my page, and I think people got upset, of me and Candace, her thanking me for, putting her out there and stuff. And I said if I was black, that I would have got invited to the summit. Anyway, let me tell the story I'm talking about, because I think a lot got lost in translation and people were not trying to hear that. So the story I really want to talk about today is Hotep Jesus was banned from the Black Conservative Summit, and this is kind of troubling in a few different reasons, and I want to be as respectful as possible because, it involves Brandon Tatum. I really like Brandon Tatum. I've had the pleasure to meet him in person. Very cool guy. It involves, Turning Point, Charlie. I can't say I really met him. I shook his hand at Politicon, but he looked right past me. To be honest, I shook hands with hundreds of people at Politicon, and when it comes to Charlie, I've never seen someone, approach me like that. He basically just looked right past me and didn't even really acknowledge me. So, I don't really have a big allegiance to him. And with Candace, it's always been love there. So basically, the Black Conservative Summit's going on at the White House now, and it's an amazing thing. You have a bunch of black conservatives who are going to meet the President of the United States, who met with Donald Trump Jr. Over the course of the last 24 hours, and it should be just, a cheering event and whatnot. But my man Hotep Jesus, he's one of my favorite, I think one of the most interesting black conservatives, because a lot of black conservatives, in my personal perspective, they just spew out like Republican talking points, and they're like, economy's up, GDP's up. Like, that's cool. I'm not hating on it. It's cool to see, you know, black people be conservative, I guess, but those aren't really the ones that interest me. I find those black conservatives very, very boring, very, very stale. To each their own, though. You know, I'm not a hater. But Hotep Jesus flew out there, and he caught it all on camera, so it's not even like, it's not debatable. You have Brandon Tatum speaking on behalf of Turning Point University, and they didn't tell Hotep Jesus that he was banned from the event because of his speech. So you're talking about Turning Point USA. They're so conservative, so much more conservative and libertarian than I am, in theory. But in reality, you know, they're banning a black conservative for something he said, and a Daily Beast article. So Hotep Jesus gets there, talks to Brandon Tatum, catches it all on camera, and Brandon Tatum basically says, "You're banned from the event, bro. You can't get inside. It's for the optics. You know, we don't want you here, Hotep Jesus, because the optics look bad." And there's a lot of problems with this, but I'm gonna start with the most obvious one. And like I said, I'm not into drama. I don't politic. You know, this is politics, so obviously there's politics involved with politics, but I don't do it. I'm not a dramatic person. I don't like all that stuff. But the first problem, let's be honest, is if you're gonna ban someone from the event like Charlie Kirk did, they said the order came right from the top, you should tell the person in advance. You know, you shouldn't have Hotep Jesus, who's a black conservative. He flew out to Washington, D.C., thinking he's meeting with the President of the United States. And then when he gets there, he gets told by Turning Point that he's not allowed or banned from the event. So regardless, I know a lot of people saw my post and got all upset and jumped to conclusions, but this is what I want to talk about. Then I'll get into the other stuff. First off, that's not the right way to handle the situation. If they really didn't want Hotep Jesus to go to the event, they should have told him beforehand. He said he was hitting them up all week. He was like, "Bro, I was trying to text you guys all week. You wouldn't answer me." And even Brandon Tatum, who I like, on camera, said, "Yeah, I know, man. I'm sorry." So handled very, very poorly. It's not a good look to have a Charlie Kirk, who runs Turning Point USA, who's white, you know, telling a black conservative that he can't be at the event because of something he said. So first off, regardless of how you feel about the situation, you know, if you think it's good or bad that they banned Hotep Jesus, I think the fact that they made him fly out and then told him afterwards, that's just a horrible, horrible way to handle the situation. Secondly, I just want to say, before I get into my own personal perspective, free speech is all but gone in the United States, mostly thanks to liberals, but it's thanks to conservatives too. I care about free speech deeply, and it's pretty much done. Sorry. I mean, liberals sold you out for a while now, and now conservatives like Turning Point are selling you out. Marco Rubio's selling you out. You know, the Rhino Republicans, they don't really care about free speech, because free speech is saying whatever you want and then, you know, letting the cards fall as they may, which you could say this is, I'm going to get into in a second, but there's no such thing as free speech anymore. Alex Jones says certain things. He's wiped off Twitter. Now people are pressured into not even supporting Alex Jones. If you say something about Alex Jones, then the media can rope you in on it and say, "Oh my goodness, you said this." We're going to get into what Hotep Jesus did in a second. So everything that I do, I'm going to be honest, I try to say things that are smart. I try to not say things that'll get caught out of context. But I don't even feel like I have free speech for myself. I'm constantly censoring myself. I'm constantly watching what I say 20 different ways, because I know how the media operates, and they're trying to catch you out of context and ruin your life. So the reason that Hotep Jesus was banned is because they did a hit piece on him in the Daily Beast, talking about how he's anti-Semitic and saying all this crazy stuff. And I follow Hotep Jesus on Twitter. He says things that I don't agree with, but here's the kicker about free speech and basically being outside of the NPC mold. So if you just want to be an NPC, non-playable character, it's a big meme. There's liberal NPCs, there's Republican NPCs. Republican NPCs say the same 5 things on loop. That's not exciting to me. That's not thought-provoking. That doesn't make me smarter or more, you know. I don't find that brand of Republican or conservative very intriguing or intelligent. So Hotep Jesus says whatever he wants. He says a lot of stuff. He says a lot of stuff that's real. He says a lot of stuff he doesn't agree with. But This is the precedent that's being set all over the United States. If you go outside of certain constraints, if you criticize certain people in a certain way, you're not going to be allowed at events. You're not going to be allowed to thrive. Like you're going to get destroyed. I just don't agree with it, and I just find it very, very strange coming from a conservative organization that they're going to ban maybe the most intelligent black conservative because he said things that the Daily Beast didn't like. I don't know where you stand. I could get into other stuff. Maybe I should have really had a set defined thought, but I wanted to just keep it real and kind of free flow with you. So if you don't understand what I'm saying, I don't know if this is getting lost in the translation. Some people don't understand who Hotep Jesus is. He's a black conservative. He has a Twitter. He says very interesting, intriguing stuff that isn't just like GDP's up, economy's lower. Wow, like, oh my God, I'm a black conservative and I love America. Like, cool, that's great. That's I'm not hating on that. It's a cool vibe, like a black conservative. Wow, so different, so revolutionary. I'm leaving the plantation. Wow, totally cool. Like that's there's dozens of black conservatives that are like that. That's really cool. Hotep Jesus is not like that, and he got banned from the event because he's not a black conservative NPC. I don't know any other way to say it. So people are saying, what does he say? He says a lot of things. I guess he questioned 9/11, according to this article. He said conspiracy theories. So basically anything that they don't want you to talk about, that you've talked about once and disagreed with them on, now you're a conspiracy theorist. And he said anti-Semitic things, according to them, like Jew-Tang Clan run the world instead of Wu-Tang Clan run the world. He says Jew-Tang Clan run the world, to which even prominent Jewish people like Laura Loomer, even Laura Loomer's, kind of calling out Turning Point USA for saying, I can handle this. I know a lot of Jewish people. I have a lot of Jewish friends. They're not snowflakes like that. They don't care when people critique or even have opinions on Jewish people. It's like there's certain things you can't say if you want to be a big league Republican. And I'm just gonna keep it real, because I care about free speech. Someone says, so the black version of Alex Jones. You could say that. You could say he's kind of like a black version of Alex Jones. Although I would say he's less aggressive. He's super funny. He laughs a lot. Like, I find him very chill. And I don't always agree with him, but it's like, these are the people I want to listen to. I know a lot of people here hate on Louis Farrakhan, and that's fine, but like, I don't want conservatives. I don't want conservative snowflakes or conservative anti-free speech people to dictate what I hear and what I don't hear, what I interpret, what I don't interpret. That's thought control. That's mind control. That's no better than what the liberal media is doing. At this point, if we're going to ban all conservatives, it's okay that Alex Jones or Hotep Jesus can't go because he said something like this, but they're allowed to go because they just said the GDP's up and the economy's so good, and wow, then we're not free. We're not off the Democratic plantation. We're not free thinkers. We're GOP thinkers. We're Republican thinkers. We're saying what the Republican Party wants us to say. There's nothing free about it. So I'm sure he said some wild stuff sometimes. I wouldn't say he's as crazy as Alex Jones per se, but even someone like Alex Jones, let me give you an example. Alex Jones for months has been saying that CNN was going to stage some sort of false flag against themselves so they had leverage in the midterm elections. This is what Alex Jones was saying. I'm not saying it's true. I'm just saying this is what Alex Jones was saying. Where is Alex Jones now? Now that you see all these fake bombs, and I'm not saying that it's a fake. We'll find out who the person was. Well, hopefully, now that it's in Florida, Debbie Wasserman Schultz district, who knows? But they're not real bombs. They're fake bombs, literally. So Alex has been saying that for a month. But now Alex isn't anywhere to be found on social media, so they control that narrative. You feel what I'm saying? It's not about Candace. It's not about Charlie Kirk. It's not about Anomaly. It's not about Hotep Jesus. It's about mind control and controlling the narrative. First, it's liberals policing conservatives. Now it's conservatives policing conservatives. I'm sorry. I just don't find it very much a black conservative summit, thought-provoking free summit, if it's just going to be stereotypical black conservatives who just say the same 5 GOP talking points like a pull string doll. Because when you have someone like Hotep Jesus, yeah, he might say things I disagree with. He might have stances on conspiracy theories or, certain Jewish people, and I might not agree with it. But I want to hear what he has to say. If you say that's bad, he can't come to events, he can't talk on Twitter, because that's how it goes. I mean, Alex Jones wiped off Twitter. Free Thought Project wiped off Twitter. They're just going down the peg of what you can and can't say. That's not free speech. I know a lot of people will say, it's their decision if they want to have him at their event or not. It is their decision. It's also their decision to, wait until last second till he actually flew out to the event to then turn around and tell him he can't go when he's already literally there. That's what they did. It's admitted on camera. That's just not the right way to handle a situation. But I'm thinking about it on a further level of like where we really are as a society. And I hate to say it, but someone said maybe Hotep Jesus doesn't belong at the clubs. If that's the case, all he asked and all other people asked is that they told him beforehand. Do you feel what I'm saying? They didn't say, hey, you're not allowed to come here. They told him he was allowed to come. He bought his flight ticket. And they didn't tell him he wasn't allowed in the meeting until after, because of a mainstream media article that the Daily Beast putting on him, calling him anti-Semitic and a conspiracy theorist when it's not true. So what does this tell you? I know a lot of people don't want to hear this. It tells you that the Daily Beast and the media controls Turning Point USA. That, they, and I'm not, like I said, I'm not even hating on a personal level, but it's like, if the media, this is what they do. And I'm allowed to say this right now because I haven't been framed in any sort of negative light yet. But when I am, or if I am ever framed in a negative light, how are people going to treat me? Am I going to get banned from events? Am I going to get banned from Twitter and Facebook? And people say, well, at least I'm not Anomaly, at least I'm not Hotep Jesus, at least I'm not Alex Jones. This is the rate that it's going. Because as soon as they catch you doing one thing, Hotep Jesus, 95% of what he says is wisdom, knowledge, and empowerment for the black community. In my personal perspective, even much more so than other black leaders. And he says 1, 2, 5, 10, 20 things they don't agree with. Now he can't go anywhere. Well, we want to separate ourselves from him because we don't want to seem anti-Semitic because I'm pro-Israel. That's great, but to me, this is not freedom of speech, and I see how they're going. And I'm saying this now. You could think whatever you want of me. You could say, oh, Anomaly only thinks this way because that. It's not even true. I'm going to get into what I said earlier about me being a black conservative. I'm going to explain that in a second, but this is what they're doing. Alex Jones, I don't agree with everything he says, but I watch him. Now, I'm pressured into not even supporting Alex Jones. If I say something and I say, hey, Alex was right about this, and to be honest, he's been right about a lot of things. He's also maybe been wrong about some things. But if I say that, now they frame me in that light. Now they put out an article about me. Now I'm not allowed to go anywhere. And if anybody supports me, now it's like a plague that's cast on their career. They did this to Alex. They did this to a lot of people. Now they're doing this to Hotep Jesus. They threw one article about him, one totally out of frame article that makes him look horrible. And now Turning Point backs away. Now he can't meet the president of the United States. Somebody, in my opinion, out of everybody in that circuit, I wanted Hotep Jesus to be there more than pretty much any of these other black conservatives. You could have, your favorite conservative or black conservative as well. I'm just saying this is one of mine. And now he's not even allowed to see the president because of one article that the Daily Beast wrote. What does this tell us? I'm sorry, but the liberal media even controls conservative organizations because they need to get millions of dollars. They don't want to be looking a bad light. They don't mind if, there's dozens of articles calling Charlie Kirk and Candace Owens a white supremacist and saying that they're supporting Nazis, all this crazy stuff that's not true, which is terrible. I think people should just confront Charlie Kirk and Candace Owens for who they are. They shouldn't make up all these fake stories based on what they think, but they do one of those to somebody who's involved in the summit and they back away from them after they already flew them out. I'm sorry. I just don't like the way this is going because what does this tell you? You're not allowed to, in the liberal media, you're not allowed to disagree with liberal media or else you're a racist, you're a sexist, you're a xenophobe. Now we know you're not allowed to disagree with, mainstream conservative outlets or else you're a conspiracy theorist or you're an anti-Semite, even though that's not even true to Hotep Jesus. So I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. Free speech doesn't exist anymore. We've been sold out by top liberals. We're getting sold out by conservatives because everybody wants to play this game. And I'm just going to tell you how I feel. Everybody wants to play this game of it's not me. It was Alex Jones, well, it's not me. It was Free Thought Project, well, it's not me. When Charlie Kirk has stuff on him, oh, it's not me. Hotep Jesus, oh, it's not, that's not me. Everybody's backing away from the cornerstone principle. And a lot of these people are not the worst horrible people. They're some of the best people. I'm sorry, Alex Jones. He's not one of the worst people to ever to come into, across the internet. He's one of the most interesting people to ever come across the internet. And he's done some of the most incredible journalism. I'm not saying everything he does is right, but he's not a horrible person. Hotep Jesus is not a horrible person. This is what society does. They, they punish the intellectuals. They constantly turn against the greats and pressure you into being an NPC. And just like I don't want to see, just like I don't want to see NPCs take over on the liberal side, I don't want to see NPCs take over on the conservative side. And this is no disrespect to anybody personally. I'm not hating on Turning Point or Charlie Kirk or Candace Owens, although they've done absolutely nothing for me. I have no allegiance to them in that way. I'm not a dramatic person. I'm not a hateful person. I wish the best. I think it is great that a bunch of black conservatives are going to the White House. But I'm just going to be honest, as I always am. I'm not just going to bash liberal media all the time and have people applaud. I'm not that impressed by the meeting anymore. If it's not truly a black intellectual summit, it's a black identity politics. You have to say the 5 GOP talking points on loop, or else, we don't really want you here. Just say the GDP's up and black unemployment's down and you love Trump and you're black and you're proud. But if you dare question, I don't know, Jewish people, or if you dare question theories that have been put into the public that maybe aren't so spot on, like I think one of the big ones, they said he questioned 9/11. I think like 90% of Americans question 9/11. I mean, if he has an opinion about it, who cares? What are we supposed to say? Oh, this is what happened. You have to agree with this or you're going to get banned from events. I just don't like it. And I find it very, very strange. I'm just going to be honest. I find it very, very strange that a Jewish woman like Roseanne, who supports Trump on television, says something about someone who's African American and gets banned off television forever because she's a Jewish, light-skinned woman talking about an African. I find it very, very strange. I find it very, very strange that a black man like Hotep Jesus gets banned from events and gets hit pieces wrote about him when he talks about Jewish people. And I find it very, very strange that white people, Jewish people, and black people can nonstop hate on white people, can nonstop talk trash about white people, and they get absolutely no penalties for it whatsoever. If you're Asian and you hate on white people, you get a promotion to the New York Times editorial board. If you're Jewish and you hate on white people, like a lot of news organizations, Vox is owned by Ezra Klein, who's Jewish, and a lot of Jewish people don't consider themselves white. They say, I'm Jewish, I'm not white. They don't want to be called white. They're disgusted when you say that they're a white person. They're like, I'm not a white person. Okay, that's fine. I don't disrespect Jewish people. I have a lot of great Jewish friends. But if you're not a white person and your whole organization is basically built around hating white people, then are you not a racist? Because if you're black and your whole organization is hating white people, I would say you're racist. If you're white and your whole organization is based off hating on black and Jewish people, I would say you're racist. But if you're a Jewish person and your whole organization is based off a white person, then all of a sudden that's not racist, that's normal, and that's okay. I'm sorry, I just find it very, very strange. I find that there's certain communities that constantly get, beaten down on, and you can't say anything about it. And there's certain communities that have the victim card that they're constantly shielded from attention. And I'll give you another example of that. The leader of Israel's son, Netanyahu, his son, posted a meme of George Soros, and the media attacked Netanyahu's son and called him anti-Semitic for criticizing George Soros in a way that they didn't want him to. So you're telling me that the Jewish leader of Israel's son, Netanyahu's son, is anti-Semitic? How could a Jewish person be anti-Semitic? Well, it's not because he's really anti-Semitic. He doesn't hate all Jewish people. It's because he criticized the wrong Jewish people, and you can't do that. And that's what Hotep Jesus did, and that's why he's not allowed in the Black Summit, because he says things that aren't stereotypical black conservative. And so free speech isn't really important to conservatives unless you agree with them. And on that note, the post, I know that was pretty unpopular, that I posted earlier, it was kind of a joke. I know that context doesn't really get involved, But I posted a picture of me and Candace because a lot of people on Twitter are accusing me, oh, you're trying to stop the shine of black conservatives. That's not even remotely true. I'm trying to have an intelligent discussion outside of identity politics. And it's not true that I'm trying to take shine away from black leaders. I literally, the main black leader, the one who's basically shilling this whole operation, is someone that I gave, 26 to 60 million views before she had 200,000. I helped her get to that spot she's at. She's done very little in return, which is fine. I don't need a pat on the back or a hand me out. I'm just saying on a personal level, I didn't really, there's not that much I got from it, which is fine. I didn't do it for that reason. I did it because the message was pure. I'm just saying, there's certain people that I've done way less for that have really reached out to me, like Brandon Straka. I've done, I helped him out. He's been very, very, very kind and invited me to stuff and really, really looked out for me. Like, thank you for doing that. Other people, not so much. They've done literally none of that. Almost none of that, which is fine. But what I said about the summit, identity politics, as I'm kind of joking, half in jest, I'm also half serious. It is identity politics. I know people don't want to hear that, and it's cool, I guess. It's cool identity politics because it goes in your direction. But I said if I was black, I would be at the conservative summit. And part of me is like joking, just, playing around a little bit. Part of me is dead serious. Maybe that statement bothers people. Maybe it's not politically correct to say, but I think it's completely true. They invited like 50 to 100 black conservatives. You think if I was black, I wouldn't be one of those 100 conservatives? Of course I would. I don't think I'm so important. I'm not saying, oh, I'm so great and special, I'm better than everyone else. That's not what I'm saying at all. I don't think I'm better than anyone. I think I'd say all the time, I'm not anything. It's sad that I even have to be a leading voice in this country. That just shows you how bad everything is. I don't think I'm that special. I'm just telling you a fact. If I was black, I would be at the conservative summit. Not because I'm great. It's because they invited 100 black conservatives. And if I was a black conservative, I would be in that class. I just would. A lot of them are not that prestigious or doing that much. I'm not saying that they're not important or they don't have organizations. I'm just saying that it's true. I'm sorry. I don't know if that bothers people. I'm not mad about it. I'm not crying about it. I don't need attention. I don't need to go to the White House. I just think that's a statement that's thought-provoking and maybe stirs the pot a little bit. But I personally feel it's 100% true. Someone said ego's been growing for weeks. We can all see it. You can feel as you want. I'm sorry that certain topics people don't want to talk about. I don't really care. I definitely work hard and I want to do well and get a message out there. But this is not based on ego. This is not based on pride. This is strictly, I don't know what you want me to tell you as far as like certain things I say. I guess now when I do videos, everything I say gets misconstrued. Last week, I basically got death threats. If you want to know the real truth, maybe people just want to treat me like I'm a virtual reality character inside their computer screen. I got death threats last week from somebody who's far left, telling me that I'm a GOP shill and telling me that they're going to come after me if anything happens to journalists. If you want to know the truth. And what do you know? This week there's bomb threats to journalists. So now my life is at risk because someone has already threatened me and said, we're coming for you if Trump does something to journalists. This week, bomb threats sent out to everybody. So I'm under death threats from the far left, which, is fine. I don't really mind. It definitely bothers me a little bit, but not that much. So that's happening. If I say anything that goes against the conservative, the conservative beehive of like, the GDP's up and we love it, okay, then all of a sudden I get attacked. If I say, hey, Louis Farrakhan deserves a platform and just because you don't like him doesn't mean you should take his words out of context, I get attacked by conservatives. If I say Hotep Jesus got banned from the event, which is true, he got an invitation, he flew out there, and then last second they told him, you can't go here because it's bad optics for us because you said something about Jews and we don't want that to hear. People get mad at me. If I say the truth, which is if I was a black, it has nothing to do with ego. I don't think I'm that special. I'm just saying, maybe you don't want to hear that, but if I was black, I would probably be at the conservative summit. I'm sorry. I don't think I'm that great or special. It's just true. And I'm sure Candace Owens or Brandon Tatum would probably tell you that too. Oh yeah, Anomaly, he'd be in the top 5 people we invited if he was black, but he's not black, so this is a black event. And I just find it very identity politicsy. I'm sorry if that bothers you, but it also bothers me when one of the most intellectual and outside the box black conservatives, like Hotep Jesus, gets banned. You're right. It's an optics thing. And I guess people don't want to hear that, but it's not about intelligent discussion. It's not about who's best. It's about who's black and who doesn't make the mainstream media mad, because Hotep Jesus is black, so they don't want intelligent discussion and black empowerment. In my personal perspective, I mean, yeah, it's great. There's people that are conservative going to the White House, but they want black conservatives to stick to the GOP script so they can go there, take pictures with the president, say a few things, and leave. I mean, I'm sorry that bothers people. I don't know. I'm all for intelligent discussion. I'm all for thought-provoking discussion. I'm very, very chill. I've said nothing. There's a lot that I could say. There's a lot I could say about certain things that have gone on that would blow people's mind. Be like, Anomaly, why didn't you say this sooner? Because I don't need to say it. I don't need drama. I don't need the attention. I'm not here to just shill for the GOP. I'm sorry. I'm not here to shill for the Republican Party. I'm not even specifically here to shill for Trump. I'm sorry if that makes you mad. And I'm sorry if that bothers certain people. But I'm really not sorry. And overall, I care about freedom of speech more than a lot of conservatives. Marco Rubio doesn't. I get it. A lot of organizations, they want to step away from certain people, but eventually that person's going to be me. And it already is me. They don't, hit me up for anything. Just asking for favors, which is fine. But to me, there's things that are bigger than politics. I understand I'm in politics, but there's personal, man-to-man sort of things that you do and don't do. And some people, it's about career and politics, and that's totally, totally fine. But what they did to Hotep Jesus, I don't think is cool. I'm not mad or salty about it, but I see it as, okay, identity politics wins in the right. Rhino-style conservatism, pro-capitalist, yay, I love the economy's winning on the right. And intelligent, thought-provoking people are losing and falling at a rapid rate. I wasn't going to freak out. I wasn't going to say anything until Alex Jones got taken down. And then Alex Jones got taken down. And then Free Thought Project. And then Anti-Media. And then 800 Pages. And then Right Wing Watch. And now Hotep Jesus came. I see the pattern. You could get mad at me. I see the pattern. And the pattern is free-thinking, conservative-style people are not going to win in the Republican Party. And that's what we were fighting for. That's what Trump is. That's why we did this whole thing. But if you stick to the script and you say, yay, Louis Farrakhan, bad. I'm proud to be an American. I love the economy. Unemployment's down. Look at the GDP. Then you're allowed to go places. But if you question the narrative and you do certain things that we need, I'm sorry. Someone said, wow, you are way over trying to explain and justify his anti-Semitic tweets. Enough, get over it. You're reading this stuff. These are conservatives yelling at me. I mean, this is on Twitter too. Someone said to me on Twitter, Anomaly, he didn't get arrested. This is not an attack on free speech. He didn't get arrested. So, these are conservatives yelling at me for standing up for free speech. So free speech now means you didn't get arrested, so that's okay. So it's okay if Google destroys your platform. It's okay if you're banned from events. It's okay if you're literally wiped off the face of the internet, according to conservatives now. And I'm not saying everybody. I'm not labeling everyone. That's totally okay with people as long as you're not arrested. So I'll let Google delete all of your stuff. I'll let them ban you off of social media. I'll let them rig every single election. They could rig it for the Democratic Party. That's cool with you guys as long as no one's arrested, because that bothers you. This is the problem with hate speech. This is what the ACLU used to stand up for. I understand it's a private event, but I also told you the truth is that they didn't tell him beforehand. They told him when he got there. But hate speech or free speech is not to protect speech you agree with. Free speech is not to, it's not hate speech when I say bad things about liberals, but if he says something about Jewish people, that's hate speech and it's anti-Semitic. Anomaly. I'm not promoting anti-Semitism, but what I am saying is when it comes to Jewish people, you want to take people like Hotep Jesus and Louis Farrakhan out of context. Once again, unpopular. I'm not standing up for every single thing that they said. This is what the media will try to do to me. It's what they do to Alex Jones. I say one thing, Anomaly supports every single thing that they say. I'm getting attacked by conservatives, and I'm getting attacked by the alt-left. The alt-left is stalking me, trying to say I work with Roger Stone, Because I met Roger Stone for 5 minutes one time, actually 10 seconds, at a Omar Navarro event. They said, Anomaly, do you want to come to the Trump thing? Yeah, sure. I showed up in a suit, didn't pay a single dollar to be there, met Roger Stone for 5 minutes. Now all of a sudden they think I'm a GOP shill because I went to one event and just tried to have a conversation with people. So I'm getting attacked by the right. And now I'm getting attacked by the alt-left. And now I'm getting attacked by the right wing for standing up for free speech and trying to get a discussion going. I'm not saying, this is what they try to do. The left wing tries to frame me when I say something about that I shill for everything that they say. And the right tries to frame me when I stand up for one thing. Oh, Anomaly is anti-Semitic and agrees with everything Hotep Jesus said. No, I didn't say that. I don't even know everything he said about Jewish people. But what I am saying is I see conservatives all the time chopping off their own hands, trying to fight people they don't like because they think Louis Farrakhan's free speech. Oh, I hate when liberals do it to me, but I'm going to do it to Louis Farrakhan. No, an eye for an eye leaves the whole world blind. People said, who on the right's attacking you? A lot of people. They don't like that I'm saying this. And I'm going to say it anyway. I don't really care. So when it comes to Louis Farrakhan, I find him intriguing. I don't agree with everything he says. To be honest, he probably wouldn't even like me because I'm too light-skinned for Louis Farrakhan. But every time conservatives attack Louis Farrakhan, they take what he says out of context. I'm sorry, I'm old-fashioned. If you're going to attack somebody, at least be honest about it. Don't take what they say out of context and use it against them and then try to ban their free speech and say you care for free speech. Then just be like the liberals. Say, I don't care about free speech. I care about conservatives who basically, say the same thing as me. If you're trying to get Louis Farrakhan banned off Twitter, you don't care about free speech. You care about conservatives who agree with you. That's not true free speech. I'm sorry, it's just not. And everything Louis Farrakhan has got attacked recently by liberal and conservative media, it's not even been true. I'll give you 3 examples. The first one being, Louis Farrakhan said they're satanic Jews. And then he explained himself. If you listen to full context, he said, I'm not saying that all Jewish people are satanic. He said some of the greatest people in humanity were Jewish. In the 1900s, he was like, Jewish people have contributed amazing things to society. This is Louis Farrakhan who said this. He said, I'm just saying that there's some Jewish people who are satanic. I have Jewish friends who say the same thing. I have white Christian conservative friends who say the same thing. They say all the time, and this is not me saying this. I know now I gotta watch, the left's trying to frame me, the right's trying to frame me, the media's trying to frame me. I have to watch everything I say. But this is not me saying this. This is Louis Farrakhan and white Christian conservatives. They will say, George Soros is satanic. I don't say this. This is white Christian conservatives saying, George Soros is satanic. You have literal Jewish people I know saying George Soros is satanic. What is George Soros? He's Jewish. So if you think George Soros is satanic, I don't think that, they think that, then you're saying that George Soros is a satanic Jew, which is fine for conservatives to say if they're white or Jewish. But if Louis Farrakhan says it, now all of a sudden, they think he's anti-Semitic. I'm sorry, I just don't understand the logic, and I'm not agreeing with everything he said. I do think he is pretty negative towards Jewish and white people, and probably myself. But I still stand up for free speech. I'm not going to ban him because he hurt my feelings. I'm sorry, that's just not the way free speech works. Also, he said recently, I don't say bad things about Semites, I say things about termites. If you listen to the full context of that, he's not saying that all Jewish people are termites. He's just saying that he thinks it's just like when Trump calls people horseface or calls certain people things, and liberals say, oh my God, he called all black people that. No, I'm saying Robert De Niro has a low IQ. I'm saying Don Lemon has an IQ. I'm saying liberals are NPCs. I'm not saying, they're taking Louis Farrakhan out of context. I don't agree with everything that he says. If I did, I would be in the Nation of Islam, and you'd see me right there next to him, although I'd stick out like a sore thumb because I'd be the whitest person there. But what I'm saying is, conservatives, and maybe this is a tough discussion, maybe it's not the right time, or maybe I didn't bring it up in the right discussion, but I don't think conservatives really care about free speech, so I might as well let it all out right now. Because if you go an eye for an eye, Alex Jones, Free Thought Project, Anti-Media, Hotep Jesus, Louis Farrakhan, you're going to chop off your own legs. And then all of a sudden, you're going to wonder why, oh, well, that's not hate speech. Well, they're already trying to frame you for hate speech. They're already trying to frame you for racist against blacks. They're already trying to frame you for anti-Semitic. They're already trying to frame you for anything that you say about liberals, whether they're white as snow or black as not snow. you're going to get framed out of context. That's what the media does. And the top conservatives, they don't care. And I'm not here shilling for the conservative agenda. I am for free speech. That's the most conservative thing. I am for the Second Amendment. I don't shill for it all the time, but I support it. I agree with real conservatism, not this fake, we only want you to say what we want you to say or else we don't care about you. I just don't agree with it. And I don't like how conservatives gang up on certain people like Farrakhan or Hotep Jesus when they, say things that they don't want them to say. I come from cloth. I have black friends. I'm getting extra real with you guys today. Maybe you don't want to hear it. I have black friends that I make jokes with about, we just have inside jokes together that are funny. He's black, I'm not as black, and we just say things that are hilarious. Like, I'm thinking about it now, having a great time. But if I was ever to take those inside jokes that we say that are literally have nothing to do with anything but ourselves, black people, light skin, white people, light skin, dark skin, if I said that on Twitter, I would literally get arrested or banned from Twitter. I would forever, my name would be scorned from humanity for an inside joke that's totally harmless and totally funny and totally supported by my black friends. But I can't say that on Twitter because this is the PC world that we live in and conservatives play into it all the time. If I said that publicly, and it's nothing bad, I could literally say it now and you wouldn't think twice of it, but out of context on Twitter, if I said something, joking around with my black friends, you know what would happen? Every liberal media would talk trash about me. Conservative media would probably stand up for them. And Ben Shapiro and Turning Point USA would be like, oh my goodness, we condemn what Anomaly said totally. We have to condemn what he said because we don't want to be near that word because we care about free speech, but we would never say it. It's just so nonsense. I'm tired of the political correct world that we live in. Because eventually, I'm sure that I said something in 2012 that's going to piss someone off. I'm sure that I'm going to say something next year that's going to rub somebody wrong the right way. Maybe it's going to rub a woman the wrong way. Maybe it's going to rub a black man the wrong way. Maybe it's going to rub a Spanish transgender the wrong way. Maybe it's going to rub a Jewish person the wrong way. Maybe it's going to rub a liberal the wrong way. Maybe it's going to rub a Christian the wrong way. Maybe it's going to rub a Muslim the wrong way. Maybe it's going to rub an atheist liberal the wrong way. But I'm not trying to be sacrificed on an altar because I said something that's probably true that somebody of some group doesn't want to hear. And that's what's going on here. I know that people don't want to hear it, but this is identity politics. So in my post saying that I would be at the White House if I was black, part of me is joking, part of me is serious, part of me is trying to raise awareness to the PC identity politics culture that we're building on the right. That is very, very real and will be, I'm not saying it is now, will be every bit as dangerous as the PC culture on the left. Because what message are we really sending? I know people don't want to talk about it. I don't care. That's why I sit in semi-wrinkled shirts on my couch. If I really cared about fame and attention, you would see me doing a lot of other things I'm not doing. That's why I facilitate the culture. That's why I put people on the map and don't really care about it because I'm just trying to spread the message, spread the love, spread the wisdom and the knowledge, regardless of which way it goes. I don't really care about all the other stuff. You can accuse me of anything falsely. The alt-left does it and the right does it as well. But what message are we really sending on the right and the conservative side if we play the identity politics game? You think it's going to get every different? Well, these 50 people can go to the White House because they're black. They're black leaders. Imagine if white people did that. Hey, these 50 leaders are white leaders at the White House. They'd be called the KKK. They'd shut the meeting down immediately. Trump would never handle it. So once again, white people not allowed to organize. Black people allowed to organize. It's not racist. That's fine. Whatever. These are the weird rules you made. I'm not about political correctness. I think anybody should organize, do whatever they want. But this is the conservative world you guys are creating. Black groups, black segregation, totally fine. White segregation, racist. Jewish segregation, fine. Asian, Hispanic segregation, good, that's fine. European segregation, racist. Okay, these are conservative rules now. So that's one precedent people are setting, and maybe you don't want to talk about it, maybe you do. The second precedent we're setting is Hotep Jesus, bad. Alex Jones, bad. Black conservatives who say what they want them to say, good. I just don't find that true. I find Hotep Jesus one of the most interesting people, although I don't agree with everything he says, and I get it. If you say anything that's true or outside the box, you're not allowed to do it anymore. That's why I very carefully watch what I say. I could say a million things, but to be honest, I'm not that sure about anything. So everything I say, I kind of give the disclaimer of think for yourself, have your own opinion. I don't want you to agree or disagree with me. I just want you to open up your mind a little bit and maybe love people on the other side a little more. Maybe not be so hateful and divided. But there's a lot of things that I self-censor myself because one, I know how Facebook works, one, I know how Google works, and as real as you think I am, I'm even dialed back times 20 because I know that they'll ruin my life in a second if I ever say anything that goes against the grain. And I come from the cloth. You can get mad. I think certain things are funny. Like, I think Dave Chappelle, I think his black white supremacist skit was one of the funniest things I've ever seen. It was a black person who was blind, who was a white supremacist, who didn't know he was black and thought he was white, and nobody had the guts to tell him. I think it's one of the funniest things I've ever seen. I think Dave Chappelle's racial draft, where they were drafting like certain people to different races, I think it's funny. I don't know. I'm sorry. I don't want to lose humor. I don't want to lose jokes, and I find that Hotep Jesus does that. Like, he says things that are real, but he also says they're funny. Like, yes, that's a joke, but there's also some element of truth there, but there's also some element of not truth there. And I think people should be able to decide for themselves what's true, what's funny, what's not funny, and what's not true. I don't have to agree with everything that Louis Farrakhan says, but I don't want him banned off Twitter, and all the conservatives are chomping at the bits to get him banned off Twitter. If you get Louis Farrakhan banned off Twitter, don't be surprised when they come for you and everyone backs away from you and they're like, oh, I mean, it's just ridiculous. Let Louis Farrakhan be mean and hateful and nasty and wrong, and then let him be right and wise about some things. I think some things, Louis Farrakhan's very wise, very honest. Certain things, I think he's very angry and very wrong. But I want to hear him, and I want to decide for myself, and I want to allow him to go to events. I don't want to, oh my goodness, Obama met with Louis Farrakhan. Keith Ellison met with Louis Farrakhan. Who cares? You guys are being snowflakes just like the liberals. Anomaly met with Roger Stone. Now we got to threaten to kill him. Like, oh, yay. Congrats. Now I'm getting threatened because you guys are snowflakes. Like, this is the life I live. You don't care about it. I'm just a little voice. Oh, Anomaly, we want you to say what we want you to say. We don't care about your life. That's fine. But I do. This is what they do to me, so why would I want you to do it to Louis Farrakhan? This is what they do to me. Why would I want you to do it to Hotep Jesus? Because he said things about Jews? So? I don't know. Conservatives say stuff about liberals. Liberals say stuff about white people. There's literally signs in New York City that have a cross on people with MAGA hats that are Christian saying, they're not allowed here, they're trash. Are you kidding me? I'm not even saying that can't exist, but think about the culture that we're creating. You're allowed to have a sign in New York City that says, cross out white Christian people are trash. That's totally, if you had that to a black person, would that be allowed? Would that be allowed in New York City? No, of course not. That would be hate speech. That would be all over the media. But you're allowed to do it to the white Christian. If you did that to a Jewish person and crossed out a Jewish thing and said, no Jews allowed, that's trash, you would not be allowed to do that in New York City. That would be hate speech. That would be horrible. It would be in all the press. But when you do it to a white Christian, that's not allowed. That's allowed. That's okay. Do you feel what I'm saying? Either free speech exists on all sides or free speech exists for no one. But what kind of culture do we have now? People, I know there's some people who are not going to hear it, but certain people will listen. Black conservatives, black people are allowed to segregate. That's totally fine. White people can't do anything. This is the world we're creating. Jewish people and black people can support each other. Jewish people and black people can do whatever they want. They can hate on anybody they want. They can use the victim card and say, you're not allowed to criticize me in any sort of way, or you're not allowed to hate on me. But if you're a white Christian, the whole world is allowed to pour on you, and nobody cares. If you're a white conservative, The whole world is, you're not allowed to organize. You're not allowed, if you organize like the Proud Boys, and I'm not a Proud Boy, or I don't even know what they do, but they call you a white supremacist. If you do anything as a white Christian or a white male, you're considered a white supremacist. But if you're Jewish or black, you can do anything under the sun, and it's not hate speech. I mean, and it's not self-segregation. I thought Martin Luther King wanted content of character, not identity politics on the right or the left. Maybe I'm wrong though. Maybe it's a good thing to organize 100 people based on their race and political party, but exclude maybe the smartest one. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe that's a good idea. Get 100 black conservatives who all kind of think the same way, and ban the one black conservative that doesn't think that way and probably is more intellectual than the rest of them. Maybe that makes sense. I don't know. To me, I'm anti-political correctness. I'm anti, all this stuff. And I just see the way that it's going. And I've been sitting on a lot of stuff for a while. As far as like the PC culture in the conservative world, I've been sitting on it for a while. I've been thinking about it because, to be honest, I'm already getting death threats from the left. I don't need death threats and threats from the right. Life is already hard enough. I barely make ends meet to basically sit on my couch, help other people, and get shit on all the time and get death threats. So, I was debating about it. I was like, what, maybe I won't piss off conservatives too much because, they can't handle it. If I say that they shouldn't ban Louis Farrakhan off Twitter, then conservatives are going to scream at me, and then I'll probably get threats from both sides. So I was like, what? But then once I saw the meeting, I was like, okay, I see what's going on here. And then they banned my man Hotep Jesus. I was like, all right, you know what? I'll just say my piece, because if I don't have freedom of speech, what do I have? If I don't have fun, like maybe this was not fun for you. Maybe people are mad at this and they want me to stick to script. But I had a good time this morning. I enjoyed myself. And normally, sometimes I put in like 50, 60, 70, 80 hours a week, and it's not fun. So I'm having a good time, which is rare. I basically put everyone else on my backs, give them careers, and then they never do anything for me and slap me in the face. And then everyone's like, oh, Anomaly hates black leaders. Yeah, I hate black leaders so much that I basically blew up the biggest one in the world that's leading the whole black conservative movement and inspired Kanye West. I, facilitated all that from a ground level, but I hate black conservatives, even though they've never done anything for me. Because I'm not black. If I was black, I would be at the summit. I know that makes people mad, but it's true. I guess that's okay. I guess I should just live in this world that I can't really be myself. I can help everyone else out. And then when I try to say anything that's remotely rationally true, that's against the mainstream Republican agenda, then I'll take all the heat. It's okay. Someone said this is the first time I've ever heard of Hotep Jesus. Yeah, I mean, he's a wild boy. Like, he's like Alex Jones, I understand people don't agree with him. I understand people feel some way. This is just my mantra. I learn I'm a lot calmer, so I don't get censored, but I've learned a lot from Alex Jones. I've learned a lot from the Hotep community. I've learned a lot from Louis Farrakhan. I've learned a lot from Christian leaders. I've learned a lot from intellects on all sides. I've learned a lot from liberals. I've learned a lot from people of every race, religion, and gender, extreme to not extreme. I learned from everybody. And I, as somebody who wants to not be a fool, I want all information to be out there for me to learn from. I don't want some of the most interesting people to be banned because they say a lot of hateful stuff or mean stuff to people. I'm sorry, this is just not the world I want to live in. Roseanne gets banned off Twitter because she's crazy. But Roseanne is interesting because she's crazy. Roseanne is famous because she's crazy and smart. So now you take someone who's crazy and smart, you've basically sucked entertainment out of them their whole life. Oh, I love Roseanne, I'm going to be entertained. And then you throw her carcass to the side as soon as you're done with her. I'm sorry, this is not the world I want to live in. You use smart and crazy people for your own entertainment until they're not entertaining for you, and then you throw them to the side. That's what they did to Roseanne, a beautiful Jewish woman. Just used her until she decided to support Trump, then threw her to the roaches. This is what they do to Trump. Trump did all this cool stuff, but he's too crazy, so we're gonna destroy his life. It's what they did to, everybody who's interesting, everybody who's very, very smart. The world is a balance. So if you're very interesting and you're very smart, chances are you're going to say things that people don't agree with, because the smartest and best people do. They invent things, they create new ideas that other people don't have. It's what makes them who they are. And now we live in a society that says, Anomaly, don't say that. Hotep Jesus, don't say that. Farrakhan, don't say that. Alex Jones, don't say that. Trump, don't say that. This person, don't say that. I don't care if they're Jewish, Christian, Muslim, white, black, brown. It doesn't matter to me. I don't want my thought being policed by a bunch of low energy liberals and conservatives who say you can't say that. No, they're banned from the event. Anomaly, you can't talk to Roger Stone and Omar Navarro or else we're going to threaten to murder you. Hey, you can't do this or else we're going to do this. Anomaly, you shouldn't say that about Farrakhan. Just leave me alone. Let me figure out for myself who I should and can and can't listen to, who I can and can't support, who I can and can't gain knowledge and wisdom from. Because a lot of the people hating on Farrakhan have given me little or no wisdom or knowledge, where Farrakhan's given me a lot. Although he's given me some things to disagree with, he's given me many things that I do think are very true. He's very, very, very well versed on the Middle East. If you want to hear a good story about how the Middle East unfolded, listen to Farrakhan. He knows exactly what happened in Libya and Syria, and he'll tell you better than a lot of conservatives. Maybe Tucker Carlson, probably the only one talking about it. The rest just follow the script. I like the Tucker Carlsons. I like the Farrakhans. I like the Hotep Jesuses. I like the Kanye Wests. I like the Roseannes. Okay, I don't care if they're Jewish, Christian, Islam. I just want to hear the thought-provoking people. And I want to decide for myself what's hateful, what's true, what's false. And I see the precedent that things are going. And it's fine. It's not going to go well for me. I guess that's the way society goes then, you know? And it's not because I'm hateful. I'm probably the least hateful person. I'm not negative. I don't judge any religion or race or gender. I'm old-fashioned. I know it's unpopular nowadays. Identity politics on the right get mad at me. Identity politics on the left, I get it. I'm sorry. I believe in content of characters. I believe in judging Jewish people and Christian people and Muslim people and white people and black people and in between Hispanics. I like intellectuals. I like judging people on content of characters. I have friends and basically people that I watch and follow from all ethnicities and all. I'm sorry. I get it. That's unpopular. I forgot that we live in the identity politics world. Identity politics on the right, identity politics on the left, political correctness on the right, political correctness on the left, free speeching on the right, free speech on the left. Because if you don't, you're not going to get arrested. Someone said, hang in there, your time is coming. My time is already here. I don't care. Here's where I'm getting misconstrued. I'm not saying this because I'm jealous or envious or egotistical. I am none of the sorts. You can think and accuse me of all these things. It's not true. None of it's true. I'm saying this because this is how I feel. I don't want to go to the White House. I don't want to go to these events. I turned down the Walk Away March. I got invited and flown out to D.C. I don't really want to go to D.C., to be honest. I'm not saying it because I'm jealous and I want to be there. I'm saying it because this is true. I'm sorry. This is what I do every day. I sit on my couch and talk about news analysis. So if I'm going to talk about PC culture on the left all the time, I'm sorry if one time out of 300 days I talk about it on the right. Now all of a sudden I'm egotistical and narcissistic. It's not true. I don't want to go there. I don't need anything. I'm living my dream. Life is very, very good for me. Besides maybe the radical people who bother me on both sides, I'm good. I don't want to be there. I'm saying this because I'm genuinely concerned for free speech in America. And I'm telling you right now, we don't have it. We don't have it on both sides. And yeah, we're not getting arrested in the streets like the UK, but we are getting policed on all fronts. I'll give you multiple examples from all sides. David Horowitz is a Jewish man who's conservative, who runs an organization to stop domestic and foreign terrorism and basically stand up for free speech and conservative values. This is a Jew, David Horowitz. He's banned from making money on like PayPal and MasterCard. All these liberal organizations came and shut him down because he didn't say what they wanted him to say. So yes, are we getting arrested for free speech? No. But are we being pressured on all fronts for having free speech? Yes, we are. So you're Jewish, but if you're not liberal Jewish, they shut you down like Roseanne or David Horowitz. I stand up for Jewish people all the time, and I also talk about Israel. I have supporters in Israel. I have leftists who get mad at me that are super pro-Palestine, and I have people that are pro-Israel that get mad at me. Everyone gets mad at me, but whatever. I just say what's real, and people get mad. But So the free speech doesn't exist. If you say what you want in your Alex Jones, you can't make money anymore. If you say what you want in your David Horowitz, you can't make money anymore. If you say what you want in your Hotep Jesus, you can't get invited to events anymore. If you say what you want and it goes against the narrative, you can't go out in public. You can't be Milo and you can't go to events anymore. They won't book you. They will ban you. They will ruin and destroy your life. They're doing it to everybody. So yeah, free speech doesn't exist. And it's not just liberals who are playing along with it. It's conservatives. They don't care as long as it's not them. So don't tell me. You can say whatever you want about me. You can make up any fake story or any fake narrative, but just don't tell me that conservatives care about free speech, because they don't care about free speech. I'm sorry, they don't. They're playing the game. No, they're not. No, they're not. They're not arresting people. But when you start closing smart and good people out of opportunities, you start taking money away and this and that and events away, you are essentially spreading the message, say what we want you to say, or your life's going to be ruined. Someone said, is Hotep Jesus' life ruined? No, not at all. I'm not saying just him. I'm talking about everyone. For Hotep Jesus, the big problem is they didn't tell him, and this is not my business or my problem, as I'm speaking about it, they didn't tell him he wasn't allowed in the event until he flew out, and then they told him as he's trying to walk in the event, he's banned in the lobby. Oh, sorry, you're not allowed here. That's just not a good way to handle situations, and I'm not surprised they handled it that way. It's not how you handle it. If you don't want him going to the event, tell him beforehand. Don't tell him directly on when he's there. And honestly, if you really want to look at it from an identity politics vision, because that's what they're doing, it's a black conservative summit, so it's all identity politics. It was a white man, Charlie Kirk, telling a black man that he shouldn't say those things. So, the optics around it are not as good as they think it are. A white guy telling a black guy he shouldn't say that or he's not invited to the event. I'm just telling you, free speech isn't... So Hotep Jesus, no, his life's not ruined, but now his name is forever smeared, so it's going to affect his career. Alex Jones, Milo, even people on the left who say certain things, it's just like one thing. If you say that might be mean or wrong or hateful, now all of a sudden your name is smeared, and financially at the top, they will slowly pressure you into not saying that. I'll read a few comments that say a few things. Honestly, this is like, so many people have left. We'll find out how many people unfollowed my page. I don't really care. But I'll maybe answer a few things you guys say, and then I'll leave. Because, I didn't think this would be popular. If I wanted attention or something, there's a million other things I could do. I'm just being honest. I don't know. Maybe people only like me when I make fun of liberals. Maybe I'm only cool and funny when, it's going in the right... But when I tell the truth about if I was black, I'd be at the White House, now all of a sudden people don't want to hear that. Although it's true. I guarantee you Candace Owens or Brandon Tatum would probably say that. It's a black summit. I'm not I'm not invited because I'm white, and Hispanics are not invited either, which is fine. I'm not crying about it. Here's the thing, people, oh my God, Anomaly is so mad. I'm laughing. I'm having a good time. I think it's funny. I think it's hilarious. I think it's hilarious that they're doing that. I think it's great, but I also think it's a little concerning that they told someone I think that's smart he can't go. I'm sorry. I got to have a little bit of fun. If it's not fun for me, then I don't want to do this. Someone said, I like what you say. It has to challenge me. That's all I'm here to do. I'm here to basically take the heat for everyone else, unfortunately, and, say, I've talked to liberals and progressives who say, dude, I never would have thought that way. I talk to conservatives, and I'll tell you what, I'm a realer conservative than the realest conservatives, and I'm not even conservative. Who's going to stand up for free speech and all these other things? It's very rarely going to be Ben Shapiro or Turning Point USA. I'm not hating on them. They're doing amazing work. I met Andrew Klavan from the Daily Wire. He's really, really cool. Hopefully we work together soon. I'm just saying I care about core values like the First Amendment. I just don't, I see these things. That's why, I see how the media works. Yes, they're not gonna arrest people, but they're gonna skew everything to the point where you can't say something or else you're gonna be destroyed. That's not free speech. I'm sorry. They're skewing it. And it's not like they're skewing everything to the truth and they're skewing everything to block out hate. They're skewing everything to stop dissenters who dissent from, a lot of the nefarious things that people are doing. Keisha said, is this turning into a black-white thing? No, I don't think so at all. I don't. I just like to, I don't know. I'm just saying things that I feel. I would hope that nothing turns into a black-white thing. It's a good day when there's black people who are conservative, black people who are liberals, black people who are banned for events for saying things that other people don't say. It's all love. It's all unity. I'm just stating things. Like there's no racial battle going on. I don't think that's even remotely the message anyone's sending. I'm just speaking some things that other people want to say. I'll check out what you're saying, answer a few things before I leave, because I really, more than anything, I know this is extra long and extra unpopular, but I don't want to be misconstrued. I know a lot of people can say whatever they want. I really don't have ego or pride, or it's really not about that. It's all about how I feel. And unfortunately, I don't know, everything's not going to go in the direction of the right-wing agenda, especially when you have rhinos like Rubio and McCain and stuff selling out the whole Republican Party. And here's the thing. Don't think that new age people can't do that too. And this is what I say all the time before I'll take a few questions. I'm not impressed with the progressive liberal movement because I find that progressive socialists are no better than the Democrats that they're replacing. I don't like any of them. I feel like they're just as bad as the Democrats. Same thing with the Republican Party. I like Trump. That's why I made the song. I like Trump. I really don't give a F. That's why I made my song like that. But just because new age Republicans are going to come in doesn't mean they're going to be any better. And if we're not allowed to hold people accountable and question things, then what good is replacing the old Republicans with new Republicans who don't care about free speech either? It's no different. Just because Charlie Kirk is young and Candace Owens is young, I'm not hating on them. I literally helped Candace get to where she is. I'm not hating at all. I'm just saying free speech is not debatable. And identity politics is on the left and the right. I don't know. Those are two things that are not popular. Thank you, Nancy. So it said we're the human race. Yeah, for sure. We are the human race, but we have a segregated meeting in the White House right now. That's real. They're both true statements. Yes, we are the human race, and yes, conservatives are self-segregating. And, that's cool, I guess. Thank you, Oren. I appreciate you. I appreciate anyone who's stayed this far. It means you can handle the waves and the currents. Brandon said, thank you for your interview with Trekka. Yeah, Trekka's amazing. Please follow him. His account got hacked. Trekka's a great guy, man. Ben Carson is talking right now at the White House. Good for him. Better not say the R word to TPUSA. I don't know what that means. Thank you, Sierra. Maybe it's time to start a new beginning and you could be the leader of the free world. No, it's not. It's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying I don't want to be the leader, okay? I don't even specifically want to be here saying this right now. Although I am enjoying myself a little bit. They got the bomber. I'll get on that in a second. I don't want to be the leader. I'm not. If I had a huge ego, I would go run for office and probably win. I'm not even saying because I'm good. I'm saying because the competition is that pathetic, to be honest. Look at some of these people running. I was watching even the Republicans in California because I'm not really a fan of the Democrats. Man, they got terrible people running. I'm just like, man. But I don't need to, I'm just saying, I don't know. Why can't I say something without people, oh, you don't like people. No, I didn't say that. I said, oh, Namali, you will think this about yourself? No, I don't say that. I'm sorry. I just said that. I don't, why does that mean that? It doesn't mean it. I just want to break the echo chamber. That's why I made Make America Debate Again. I said a lot of maybe I said some stuff you disagree with. I'll take a few questions or anything. Maybe I said a few things that people disagree with. Maybe I said a few things that they agree with. But I guarantee in this live stream, I said a lot of real stuff that no one else is going to say. And that's what I want to do. I'm not having fun. If I just sit here and say Trump is good, like the stuff I do, I'm not basic. Nothing I do is basic. That's why people from both sides listen. I don't say Trump is raising the economy. Cool. The Federal Reserve owns the money and they could crash the economy at any point. There goes that whole conservative narrative. It's like, I'm not Trump. It's like, I'm not that guy that just says the same 5 conservative things on loop. I'm not hating on that. Someone's got to do it, but that's not me. It's never been me. So I had a fun time today because I never come here and just say basic stuff. There's 20, you can find NPC Republicans, and I'm not hating. I'm just being real. There's 50 Republicans that say the same thing on loop all the time, and they'll build followings because people want to hear that. And that's great. I don't hate on it, but that's not me. That's not me. I can't just be, I can't be an NPC Republican. And I just want to stand up for the non-NPC Republicans and the non-NPC liberals because the mob will come for you too. You know, it's Alex Jones, it's them. It's all fun and games until I'm not here anymore. And then everyone who's going to stand up for me and then who's going to separate themselves from me and be like, oh, I don't want to be around Anomaly. I stand up for everyone. I'm sorry. I also think the Louis C.K. situation, now that I'm saying everything unpopular, I think Louis C.K. got the shaft, no pun intended. I think that narrative was an absolute joke. And while I'm on it, while I'm being unpopular, I might as well get it all out there. So Louis C.K. got his career destroyed because his fetish is like masturbating in front of women with their consent. That's a weird fetish, but to be honest, all the liberals hating on him have even weirder fetishes. And I'm not hating. If you got a fetish, as long as it's legal and not hurting minors, then go for it. Don't hurt little kids. And, don't be a weirdo. But besides that, you could have your fetish. Louis C.K. jerked off in front of people with their permission, and they hated on him. I think that's a little strange. Sarah Silverman said she let Louis C.K. did it to her. She said he did that in front of her, and she said it was fine. And some days it wasn't fine, and she told her. That's the self-empowerment. If they said no, he didn't do it. I'm not saying it's normal and weird, but there's a lot weirder stuff out there. I think he got the total shaft, and no one wants to say it. Everyone wants to back away from Louis C.K. because they don't want to get hit by the mob next. I think that was a shaft. I think Louis C.K. got shafted. Aziz Ansari got shafted. Kavanaugh got shafted, even though I don't agree with his politics. I got a lot more unpopular stuff to say. I'll get it all out there, but I'll take a few questions first. Someone said, I wish you would look into vaccines. I looked into it. I know about that too, but I don't want to be called a conspiracy theorist. But anyway, here's my thought about vaccines. I think certain vaccines are good and important, and they've got rid of polio and many amazing things. So I think there's 2 things that are right. I think vaccines are good, but of course it's not good what they're doing, and you're not allowed to say it. They're pumping like 30, 40, 50 shots into little kids, and then they're trying to say it's not related to autism. I mean, how are we going to know? Trump knows this too. Trump said that one time too, and they freaked out at him. Of course it's not good to pump a kid with 50 diseases at one time. Vaccines in the modern stage need to be revised and looked at. But you can't say that without being a conspiracy theorist. I'm not saying vaccines are bad, but it's not good to pump all these vaccines at once into people. And they're doing more and more and more. And no, I don't get the flu shot. I'll get the flu. I'd rather get the flu than the flu shot. Anything else? Thank you, Christina. Yeah, I know it too. I mean, it's like autism's on the rise, but they don't want to look at vaccines. Yeah, of course vaccines are good, but is it good to pump a kid with 50 at once? Probably not. And of course it's probably related. It's like Vox, V-O-X, running, should we add lithium to the water to prevent suicide? Ooh, if we add lithium to the water, the kids won't kill them. Maybe if the kids don't read Vox, they won't kill themselves. If I read Vox every day, I would probably be suicidal too. So it's like, we don't need to add lithium to the water. Yeah, let's add fluoride and lithium to the water so people don't commit suicide. How about you just stop spreading a bunch of delusion in kids and making men, women, women, men, confusing everybody, telling women they can't be themselves, telling men they can't be themselves, saying toxic masculinity is bad and being a total beta is good, and if you disagree with me, you're racist. I mean, I'm sure that is a cause of more suicides than lithium is, but there's another unpopular opinion. My son is vaccine injured. One size does not fit all. Yeah, of course, but don't say that, Anomaly, or else everyone's gonna get mad at you. Chemicals in our food. You want to hear another? America, is it the best country in the world? Yes, but do we have some of the worst food in the world? Yeah, we do. Our food, even In-N-Out got an F rating, and I used to go there, for having antibiotics in all the meat. You go to other countries. I had people from Syria and Brazil say, dude, meat in America is not meat. We got some of the worst food industry in the world. And maybe that's because, Anomaly's really going to say too much now. The food industry is now controlled probably by Nazis. Oh no, Anomaly, don't say that. Monsanto owns a lot of the food supply, was just bought out by Bayer, Germany, who made a lot of weapons that killed Jewish people in the Holocaust. They own the food industry now. Maybe that's why there's so many chemicals in the food. Maybe I'm wrong, but maybe it's because the food industry is run by Nazis. Oh no, that's just historical evidence. And Operation Paperclip, 1,600 Nazis came into the United States and immediately worked in the U.S. government. Could you imagine if we beat ISIS, we defeated ISIS, and then 1,600 ISIS members immediately came to the United States and worked in the federal government, and people said, no, they're just good people who are smart. They're not related to ISIS. They've totally changed. I don't know about that. 1,600 Nazis came to the United States government in Operation Paperclip and immediately worked in the U.S. government. Bayer owns your food supply. They own Monsanto now. They've merged. It's owned by former Nazis. That's not a conspiracy theory. That's a fact. So maybe that's why there's chemicals in all the food. Maybe that's why no one cares about anything. I don't know. Maybe that's why they're banning Hotep Jesus. Maybe that's why conservatives don't want to hear Anomaly. Because I don't tell you the GDP's up. Oh, well, great. Well, the Federal Reserve owns the whole money supply. So it doesn't really matter what Trump does. Yeah, jobs, that's good. Unemployment's down, that's really good. Higher stocks, that's definitely good. But when you have an entire banking system that can supersede anything that Trump does, and they're constantly fighting with him, then why am I going to talk about that all day? If I talked about that all day and I was black, I would be at the TP Summit. Sorry if that bothers you. It's true. Barry said, according to Hotep Jesus, the Holocaust never happened, so how is Bayer a problem? I'm not aware. I've never seen Hotep Jesus say that, but I think anyone has the right to say anything. In Germany, they arrest you for saying that. I don't agree with that whatsoever, but, freedom of speech, I guess. And I don't know that. I would have to see evidence of him saying that, but send me a link. Maybe big cities have a meat problem, but small town America isn't affected by the meat deal. Maybe. Thank you, Marina. Yeah, I appreciate it. When I say conservatives, I don't mean all of y'all. Like, I'm literally very, very grateful for everybody that supports me on any side. When I say that, I'm sorry if it offends people. I'm not saying everybody. I'm just saying, like, the mainstream narrative, I'm trying to skew from that. The mainstream, monolithic, NPC thought. Who do you think the bomb suspect will be? I don't know, but the fact that it's in Debbie Wasserman Schultz's district should be a huge red flag. Everything bad happens in that district. We'll see what they say, but I don't even want to talk about that because it's all sketchy. Who says conservatives don't watch Anomaly? That's not what I'm saying. I'm talking about skewing the mainstream conservative narrative. I'm not saying that people don't watch. There's only 2 providers of processed beef in America. Do you see things going south to the point of civil war? No, I don't think so. Hopefully not. Someone said Hotep, hold on, I'm going to read real quick. Hotep ideology is generally anti-Semitic. There's a lot of Holocaust deniers in their ranks. Hold on, I'm trying to read this. I don't know. I mean, I'm just going to be honest. From what I follow with the Hoteps, I see a lot of self-empowerment. I see a lot of real talk. I like their analysis on a lot of current events when it comes to what's going on in America and the rest of the world. So I don't know, like, that people say that Turning Point USA is white supremacist. Literally, there's people protesting them everywhere they go saying they're white supremacists. I don't like labeling people. Like, if they say something that I don't agree about Jewish people, I just disagree. I don't label them anti-Semitic. Maybe if they say I hate all Jewish people, then they're anti-Semitic. I don't think that's the case, because Laura Loomer is a big fan of them, and she's one of the most Jewish people I know. I don't think they're anti-Semitic. I think they might just have unpopular opinions about Jewish people. And maybe they do. Maybe they're hateful in certain ways. I just don't like these terms. They call Charlie Kirk a white supremacist. Literally. Charlie Kirk is not a white supremacist. He's super conservative, super capitalist, and super right-wing. Does that make Charlie Kirk a white supremacist because he wants to build a wall and stuff? No. If Hotep Jesus talks about Jewish people more often than other people and accuses them of doing certain things, does it make him anti-Semitic? I don't know. I think by definition, anti-Semitic means you hate all Jewish people. I don't know that it means if you question Jewish people or you say things about events not existing. I'm not saying I agree with that. I'm just saying I don't think it makes you anti-Semitic. I think racism means you hate all black people. It doesn't mean you say, hey, black community, you know, this is a problem. Maybe what if we fix this? Or like, hey, white people, I don't like that you're doing this, white people. Why don't you do this, white people? That's not racist to me. I'm sorry, that's not anti-Semitic to me. Racist and anti-Semitic to me is I hate all white people because of the color of their skin. I hate all Jewish people because of their ethnicity. I hate all black people, and I'll never, like, that's racist. It's not racist to question things and have unpopular opinions. I just don't think that's racist and anti-Semitic. And I think it's not healthy. And I especially don't think it's healthy when white people and Christians can get hated on publicly, but everyone else claims racism and anti-Semitism. If that's the case, if it's anti-Semitic to question Jewish people and have unpopular opinions, that might be wrong. And it's racist to question black people and have unpopular opinions that might be wrong about black and Hispanic people, then why is it not racist to hate on white Christian people? How come they get promoted to the New York Times editorial board and they can have organizations where their whole organization revolves around blaming white people for everything that's ever happened in humanity? I don't know. I just see a total double standard there. And I want to be able to decide. I don't want someone else to tell me and censor someone else. I don't know. Maybe I'm naive. I want to live in a world where I can go meet with Roger Stone, and I could go meet with Louis Farrakhan, and I could go meet with Barack Obama, and I could go meet with Maxine Waters, and I could talk to Adam Schiff and Donald Trump, and no one would bother me. Maybe I'm crazy, but like maybe I want everybody to be invited to every event and not have the media just be like, I can't stand the media. That's what the media is. They're low energy crabs on both sides. It's like, stop. Let Hotep Jesus go somewhere. I'll talk to Maxine Waters, Louis Farrakhan, and Donald Trump. And if I talk to any of them, oh my God, Anomaly did this, Anomaly did this. Leave me alone. Just because I talked to Maxine Waters, I haven't. I'm just saying, if I talk to her, doesn't mean I'm supporting everything she supports. If I talk to Barack Obama one time, it doesn't mean I support Barack Obama. It means I wanted to talk to him in a setting because we're both human beings. If I talk to Louis Farrakhan or Hotep Jesus or Trump, doesn't mean I'm a white supremacist or I'm anti-Semitic. It means I want to have a conversation and just like treat them like a human being. I'm so tired of this PC culture. I'm so tired of this political correct BS that everybody claims they don't like, but then they do it. It's just like certain liberals, they say love trumps hate. And then all you see is liberals hating on conservatives and white people all the time to no avail. And then you have conservatives who say, we don't like the hate. We don't like that. And then all they do is hate on liberals and they're intolerant to another ideology outside of conservative ideology. That's exactly what you're fighting the liberals. I'm tired of the hypocrisy. I'm tired of the PC culture. And I don't want people to say things that I agree. Oh, he said this. That's unpopular. Good. Someone should say it. Someone has to say it. That's how you get to the truth. I want Hotep Jesus to say something unpopular. I want you to say something popular. I want me to be in the middle. And then I want the truth to come out. Because that's when the truth comes out, is when Tucker Carlson debates Cenk Uygur. The truth doesn't come out when Tucker Carlson calls Cenk Uygur a genocide supporter. And Cenk Uygur calls Tucker Carlson Fox News. He's a right-wing bigot. That's not when that helps no one. This labeling and this he shouldn't say that because I don't like that he said it. No, it's not free speech. That's not truth. And I'm tired of this PC culture, because if we go further, we can't possibly go further. This is a lose for everybody. This is a lose for the left. This is a lose for the right. This is a lose for the black. This is a lose for the white. Not to be Dr. Seuss, I just thought that was funny. I don't know. I'm sorry. I don't like the identity politics. I don't like the PC culture. Because that, just to add on that, that's how liberals justify what they're doing. You got to think of the psychology under all of the identity politics and under all. Liberals do what they do, not because they're bad people. Liberals do what they do because they think they're doing the right thing. They think they're stopping hate speech. They'll attack you in public because they think that they're helping. So if they can attack you and get away with it, they think they're helping. That's why they justify themselves to doing it. They get rid of your speech because they think they're helping. Conservatives, not all of you, obviously, the ones disagreeing, and I want you to disagree, but you think that no. They should ban him. They should ban him because he said that. It's the same psychology. Yes, it's right. Yes, it's left. But yes, you think you're right. Yes, you think they're wrong. But it's the same psychology of, I'm right. You're so wrong that it's dangerous. And I want to stop you from going places because you said something that I find that is dangerous. It's the same ideology. It's the same thought process that is leading this big divide. Is there going to be a civil war? I don't know. If people continuously act like this, yeah, probably. Not because there should or has to be, because people are intolerant of people who disagree with them or say something controversial. I don't care. Someone said words will never hurt me. Of course. Of course words will never hurt you. You know what I do when people say, Anomaly, can you believe what they said about you? I laugh. I laugh because I don't care. I don't care what they think about me. I don't want to be threatened, obviously. That bothers me a little bit when somebody physically threatens me, but I don't care. Oh, they gossiped about me? Who cares? I know myself. I know what they said. Either two things are true. Either what they said about me is true, and I have to face the truth, or what they said about me is false, and they don't know what they're talking about. So why? I don't care if someone says something horrible. They say, it's like people are so soft. Who cares? As long as somebody's not threatening you with violence or something, I've been in business meetings. Anomaly, they said this about you. Who cares? Tell them to come to my face and say it in a business meeting, and then we'll figure it out. Like, I don't care. I laugh when people gossip about me. Oh, they think that you're this and that. I don't care. Like, let's get to business. Let's say it in the meeting. Say what you feel, and let's dot the T's and the I's. Like, so goofy. Oh, they said that this doesn't exist. So, Anomaly. Someone said that Polish people don't exist and the whole immigration from Poland is a lie. I don't care. Who cares? I don't care if 100 people say it, make a summit about it, and make a YouTube video about it. My family came from Poland. I know it's not true. I don't care that someone thinks that it didn't happen. Cool. Wow. I don't know. It's just, I get that it's like emotional to people and certain things, but it's like, oh, they said that white people came and destroyed America from the Native Americans. Cool. They said that they didn't. They were enslaved by Muslims. Okay, cool. Well, they think that that's not true at all, and they think that they're the real Israelites. Okay. I mean, I don't appreciate the black Israelites screaming at me from the street, but I don't care. As long as people are not being violent, I just don't care what people say. As long as they're not being violent or threatening a large group of people with like physical force. That's when it becomes a problem. Bye, Lisa. Thank you for staying. And to everyone, I apologize. I know it's not a lot of people, but this one's not, like I said with the I Like Trump song, I said I like Trump. People said there's curses in it. I said this one's not for you if you don't like it. If you like it, this song's for you. But if you don't like it, this is not for you. This song's for me. I Like Trump is for me. It's for the people. It's for the streets. A lot of people love that song. A lot of people don't, but it's not for, everything's not, you're not going to like everything. It's fine. This one's for me. I got to have some fun. Just like I know this is not going to get the most views. It's not going to make the people most happy. But it's for me, and it's for the culture. So that's what it's about sometimes. Someone said Poland heredity. I don't know. I'll take like 1 or 2 questions, then I'm gonna bounce out. Thank you especially to people who stayed. I really, really appreciate you. And I will reward, even though it's 234, that's still a lot of people if you think about how many that would be in a room. I appreciate you guys for being soldiers and really sticking this out with me. You're a rare individuals. I'll answer like 2 or 3 questions if you guys have any. What are your thoughts on the caravan? I did a whole video on it. It's on here. It's also on YouTube, my YouTube channel. I have a whole thing. Thoughts on the Megyn Kelly apology? I didn't see it, but I said earlier, with Megyn Kelly, maybe I'll take 2 minutes to do this, then I could chop this clip up, put it on YouTube. I made a post about Megyn Kelly. I said, this is what happens when you join liberal media. You can't win. The PC political correct war is going to come at you. She should have known better to go over to liberals and try to say anything that goes outside the liberal echo chamber. They don't want you there on liberal media and even on conservative media. Like Tucker Carlson goes against Trump sometimes, but people love Tucker Carlson. That's allowed on Fox News. I'm not saying Fox News is perfect, but you're allowed to have Shep Smith, Tucker Carlson, Sean Hannity. That doesn't fly on liberal media. It's an echo chamber. If you don't agree with what they say, they'll destroy you from existence. I don't know if she apologized, but if she apologized, people are so lame. I'm sorry. I'm tired of the political correct. My PR team told me that I'm very sorry for saying something that's true and really not that big of a deal because I want to have a career in show business around a bunch of fake people who read fake scripts and do fake award shows and say fake things to get results because they play fake characters on television. It's all just so fake. Stop. I'm so tired. Don't say sorry. I'm waiting for somebody like Louis C.K. to be like, I'm not sorry. I have a weird fetish. I always ask for consent. I'm a freaky boy. And that's how I feel. It's like, I have more respect for people like that. As long as you're, like I said, as long as you're not doing anything really terrible, as long as there's consent. Who cares? Like, I'm tired of the PR team. So with Megyn Kelly, she shouldn't have apologized. What did she say? That people can dress up as other cultures for Halloween and wear blackface for Halloween? I don't know. I just don't think it's like a big deal. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's terrible. But like, I don't know. People dress up as white people. People dress up as Indians. Halloween's a goofy holiday. People dress up as things they're not. Like, that's what people play on now on TV. Scarlett Johansson can't play a transgender because transgenders are mad. That's what television is. You literally go on TV and you pretend to be somebody you're not. That's literally what television is. Literally. You're faking who you are. So when it comes to Halloween, what is Halloween? You're faking who you are. Yeah, who cares if a kid dresses up as Don King and he's white? Who cares if a black girl dresses up as Elsa, the Disney Frozen movie? Be who you want to be. Rachel Dolezal is white and she thinks she's black in real life. So who cares? Who cares? I mean, like, she's like the head of the NAACP and she's white. Let's talk about her. Like, I don't even know what Megyn Kelly said or why she's apologizing, but even if she said something to that extreme, who cares? Is this not a sign? I'm telling you, God giveth and God taketh away, and God is going to taketh away if we continue to squander all of these privileges we have. We have literally Americans making millions of dollars who are like, I'm oppressed because I feel bad because something on Twitter said something about something that I disagree with, and I'm oppressed because I don't agree with the thing that they said on my digital computer screen. That we are such a pathetic society. It's so pathetic. I made $10 million. Like I made $250 million, but I'm not gonna perform at the Super Bowl because I don't agree. Oh my! Like we're so lame. Stop apologizing. This is so pathetic. Like in Libya, they have to worry about whether they're gonna get swiped up by a terrorist group and get put in a cage. And you got people in America making $250 million saying I'm oppressed because I disagree with your opinion about Halloween costumes on a computer. We are so pathetic. We are so pathetic. So, did Megyn Kelly apologize? Did she say anything wrong? Her sin is having a brain, having somewhat of a shred of non-NPC like inside of her, like 1/20th non-NPC, and saying something that was non-NPC on an NPC channel. That's her biggest crime. I'm not dressing up as Halloween because I can't be something I'm not. They've ruined Halloween, they've ruined comedy, they've ruined politics. Like, they're trying to ruin everything. And maybe we have to learn the hard way. Yeah, Roseanne, this guy crying is a snowflake. That's a good one, Alan. See, I have a sense of humor. Like someone said on my Candace quote, I posted the picture. I thought it was funny. Someone was like, Anomaly, you did not get invited because you're black. You got invited because you dress like trash, and they don't want someone at the summit that looks like you. I think that's funny. Like, see, that people think I'm so mad. I'm not mad when I posted the thing about Candace. Or I'm not mad. I just think it's true. Do you really, like, it has nothing to do with ego. I don't think I'm that special. I just know if I was black, I'd be there. I'm sorry that bothers some people. I've done a lot for black conservatives. I've literally launched Candace Owens. I've gotten like 8 black conservatives, millions of views, and a platform that they never had before. So why wouldn't they invite me to the Black Summit? I've done more for black conservatives than a lot of black conservatives. It's nothing to do with ego or pride. It's just truth. I've done a lot. I've worked hard. I'm not, oh, I did this, you owe me. I'm just saying it's true. If I was black, I would probably be at the summit. I didn't know that was so controversial. Someone said, put on a blackface and go to the summit. If I did that, that would be funny. But see, I don't even do things like that because I don't want the media attention. Like, the media scares me. I don't want them anywhere near me. I know even conservative media tries to skew me out of proportion and ruin my life. All media wants to ruin my life. I don't want to be there. I have a good time. I don't know. It's like I have so much fun in my real life. It doesn't always translate. Like, when you meet me, I'm so much more fun than even on videos. Like, I'm serious in videos because I talk about serious stuff and I'm trying to get my point across. But I'm not like that. I'm a total goofball in person. I think it's hilarious. But it's like I can't even be myself online. Sometimes I just want to play basketball. I want to play one-on-one against anybody and just hoop. Like, is that okay? I want to climb a mountain sometimes. Someone said, our president's done more for black and they attack him constantly. That's what I'm saying. Trump has done a lot for black people, but people are mad. It's just like me. If I say I did a lot for black conservatives, then people hate on it. I'm just saying, how come I don't get invited to the Black Summit? I can't have fun with it. I've done a lot for black conservatives. I can't go to the Black Summit because I'm not black. Sounds racist to me. I don't know. Sounds segregation. Sounds like segregation to me. I don't know. Am I wrong? I can't get invited. Can I not say that? It's like I say with that. No one wants to hear it. It's like I said with school stuff. I'm white and part Hispanic. I'm like 200 times more Hispanic than Elizabeth Warren is Native American. But if I want to get nothing, I put white on my sheet. If I want to get a scholarship or a better opportunity for a job at a liberal company, I put Hispanic. I'm not hating on myself. I'm just saying that's the truth. That's why Elizabeth Warren checks Native American. That's why half Hispanic people check Hispanic. They don't do it because Hispanic's better than white or they're being racist. They do it because liberals hate white people. I don't know what you want me to tell you. I'm mostly white. I'm part Hispanic. You check Hispanic. Everyone knows you check your minority box if you're trying to get a scholarship or a better opportunity for stuff. I don't know. Am I not supposed to say that? Sorry. I'm sorry. Sorry, I'm not sorry. It's just the truth, man. Yeah, 1/124th. I'm like 1/4 or 1/8. She's 1/124th. I'm 100 to 200 times more Spanish than she's Native American. If there's a white conservative meetup, they would get persecuted. That's just a fact. I don't know why people get so mad at me. If there was a white conservative summit at the President of the United States, President Trump meets with 100 white right-wing conservatives. And if you look at the Twitter of a lot of these black conservatives, they seem like far right-wing people too. So if they were white, are you kidding me? They would not be allowed in the White House. I don't know if that's unpolitically correct to say. It's just true. If it was a white meetup, oh my God, are you kidding? There would be a riot tomorrow. They would impeach him tomorrow. You can't. It's identity politics, folks. I don't know what you want me to tell you. You got it. You got it on both sides, but it's okay. I normally can't talk about it, or else he's jealous or egotistical. I don't do that, man. I have self-esteem for sure. I have self-confidence. And with all the work I do, I have to be strong because I'm getting attacked by all sides and I do the work of like 20 people. But ego, I don't have that. That's why I do such good work. It's like, and maybe I don't do good work. Maybe I do terrible work, but it's not about me. I don't have, I just want to say things sometimes, you know? I want to have these conversations. I don't know. I'm not that mad at it. I just think it's funny. Thank you, Carla. Thank you, Myra. I got black people who agree with me. I got Jewish people who agree with me. I got white people who agree with me. I got Muslims who agree with me. I got Christians who agree with me. I got Hispanics who agree with me. I don't know what you want me to tell you. I got to play the identity politics too. When I do a thing, and it says anomaly or it doesn't get any views. If I put black and Puerto Rican Trump supporters, it's getting a bunch of views, So how it goes. It's good for the search engines. I noticed recently, Anomaly, that you are getting a lot of cougar attention. This is true. I'm going to make some shirts. Grandmas for Anomaly, moms for Anomaly, dads for Anomaly, grandpas for Anomaly, kids for Anomaly. Like, I'm going to make all these shirts eventually. I'm just doing everything. I'm waiting on it. But, it's all love. But I'm pretty focused now. Got to stay tuned. Keep being you. Don't worry about critics. No, I'm not worried. I'm blessed. I just, sometimes I got to have fun. I'm having fun this morning. I'm running very long. It's like a filibuster, but, this one's for me. This one's for you. This one's for the people who care. I like to enjoy myself. Cowgirls for Anomaly. Maybe. You even have Martians who agree with you. Maybe. Americans for Anomaly. Can't be American anymore, else they call you a white nationalist. I mean, sad times. America's a good country. I'm making grandmas for Anomaly since I met you at Politicon. Thank you so much, Angela. I think that was you. You inspired grandmas for Anomaly. She came up, she said, Anomaly, I love you. I'm a grandma. I said, Angela, you are the inspiration. You are the legend, Angela. Thank you so much for saying hi at Politicon. And thank you so much for inspiring me for the next shirt line. You're a legend. Maybe you could sue me in the future and try to get a percentage of it. Mutts for Anomaly. Yeah, that's fine. We're all mixed up here. We're all just, we all got mixed DNA from different places. It's all love. All right, we'll do one or two more questions and then we'll wrap it up. I'm having a blast though. Oh my goodness, I gotta stretch. Ooh, man. Roseanne Barr, yo. I got some good Roseanne stories, but I'm not even gonna share. Roseanne, like, that's the thing, man. Like, Roseanne is crazy. I'm saying this as a friend. She texts me like 3 times a week. Roseanne is crazy, and I mean that in the most amazing, loving way possible. People loved Roseanne her whole life for being crazy. And now people hate Roseanne for being crazy. It's like, this is what they do. This is what they do to people, man. It's not fun. Why shouldn't I say something now? Should I just be a coward and wait till they come down on me and everyone hates me? They suck all the good energy out of me. They suck all the inspiration. You know what I'm saying? I give a bunch of people like huge exposure and they never do anything for me, and then they turn on me eventually, and then, oh, well, that's just how it goes. I don't want this for myself. You know, I see how society treats people that are crazy fun. I'm crazy fun. And I know it's not going to end well for me because it never does for everyone. So, you know, I like to stand up for other people. What do you think about the reports of supposed conservative groups blocking voters? Anybody that's conservative or Republican that blocks voters should be arrested and held accountable under the full law. I don't care if you're Republican or Democrat. No one should be blocking voters. And I think both sides have cheated in the past. I think Democrats cheat in multiple ways. I think Republicans cheated under the Bush-Gore. I think Bush-Gore was a huge cheat. It was like, we're going to recount the whole election, but only in Florida. You're like, what? It's like, yo, I want to know who likes me. I'm going to do a poll, but only there. So it's like, I think both sides could cheat, and no one should cheat. I want whoever wins in November to win based on the vote, not a cheat. So if conservatives are truly cheating, arrest them. Hold them accountable. But look into it. I gotta know the full. I'm skeptical of the news. You know, I haven't read that article, but we'll see. Because the media, as Jesse Lee Peterson, he calls them the children of the lie. The children of the lie. They're notorious for spinning things that they do and making other people look. That's why with this whole situation today, it's like, it's hard for me not to be suspicious, because everything that they do, they're masters of like accusing other people of what they're doing. So I'm always suspicious of like mainstream news reporting. New York Times says, oh, okay. Washington Post says, CNN says, the New York Times says, the Washington Post said. I'm suspicious right off the jump, because they're masters of accusing others of exactly what they're doing. And that's part of their tactic, that's how they mask a lot of the things that they're doing, is by constantly blaming others and shifting the media attention towards that. It's a very sick strategy, which they're very good at. But hopefully that answered your question. All right, we'll do one more, and we gotta get this show on the road. Buy Bitcoin. Yep, love your time for telling the truth. Thank you, Gary. Gotta run. Happy Halloween. Thank you, Caroline. I appreciate you extra much. Thank you, Caroline. I see you supporting and showing love on many levels, and I do really appreciate it. With the Bitcoin thing, I think more websites need to implement Bitcoin. There's been a huge fall off, so they need to implement crypto more. Jorge said, do you like Ben Shapiro? I'm talking to Andrew Klavan. I might be on his show, so I don't want to say too much now. But Ben Shapiro's cool. I'm not a hater, but I can't say I'm like a super fan. You know, that's why I do these things. Like, I don't know. I just feel like there's certain conservatives that are ready to throw everyone under the bus. That makes sense. That's all I'll say now. Hi, Anomaly. Hi, Stephanie. I'm sorry. Hello. Oh, okay. I gotta look at this bomber information, see what they're talking about there. What's up with the bomber? Did they say who it is? Someone said, Ben has brought a lot of young people to the right. I must give him that. Totally. Yeah. I'm not, like I said, I'm not a hater. Everybody plays their part. That's why people get mad at me when I play my part. I'm just playing my part. I don't think I'm special. I'm just playing my part. Ben Shapiro plays his part. Candace Owens plays his part. Charlie Kirk plays his part. Alex Jones plays his part. Trump plays his part. Everyone's just playing their part. And, you know, everyone's part matters. Everybody's there for a reason. So I don't hate on anybody. I just have my own personal taste and I have my own personal thoughts. But even those, does it really matter? You know, people listen. But does what I think really matter? Not really. What matters is the truth. If I think something about Ben Shapiro and it's not true, then it doesn't matter. If people think something about me and it's not true, it doesn't matter. Thoughts are overrated. Ideas are overrated. Gossip is overrated. Execution of ideas is underrated. Too many people talk and have all these ideas, and it's overrated. Executing ideas and putting them into fruition, very underrated. Who's your favorite MC? I like Andre 3000 from Outkast. Maybe. That's the first person I can. Mark said, "Did you smoke this morning?" No. I'm just that's what people don't. I'm a weird, wild person. I don't need to smoke to be crazy. I just woke up and drank coffee. I didn't smoke this morning. I get less crazy when I smoke. I don't do it very often anymore, but I get very analytical and I want to stretch. I don't even want to talk. So when I get high, you'll rarely see me say anything. I'm just I didn't smoke this morning. I really I'm weird. I don't know. I do weird things when I'm sober. I go have fun. I don't know. I like to switch it up. That's why I like to protect people who are fun. To me, Alex Jones, I don't agree with anything, and sometimes he's a little negative, but he's fun to me. I don't know. I listen to Alex Jones. I have way more fun listening to him than Fox News or CNN. It's fun. I don't know. So it's I had a constant contact high in LA. Yeah, there's a lot of stoners out here for sure, and it's legal. All right, we'll wrap it up. Let me get one more good question. Then I'll look into this bomber situation. Alex Jones is a fiery guy. That's what's entertaining. He's not only fiery. Alex Jones is funny. He's hilarious. He's one of the funniest guys. And when Alex is on, I'll tell you something too. Before I leave, Alex Jones has been saying for over a month that CNN was going to stage a false flag against themselves. I'm not saying he didn't just guess it. I'm not saying it's real. I'm just saying he said that. And he got removed from all social media, so no one knows he said that. He's been saying that for a month and a half. So I like Alex Jones. I don't agree with everything, blah, 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 that PC culture, blah, blah. But, I don't know. I find him, Ben Shapiro's if you say it's a false flag, if that's the first thing that you think of, then you're a really bad person. It's okay, Ben. All right, Ben, I'm sorry. We love the economy, Ben. We're capitalists, Ben. We love low taxes, Ben. Sorry that we questioned it, Ben. We're so sorry we're so sorry, Ben, that we thought that way. We shouldn't think that way, Ben. That's how I feel. It's if you think that way, then you're crazy. Oh, that would be so crazy, Ben. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Wait, someone said, "I know you don't want to talk about the bomber." What's going on with the bomber? It's not that I don't want to talk about it. It's just maybe not in this stream. All right, we're gonna wrap it up. Thank you guys. I'm gonna check out this bomber situation and hopefully enjoy my day. Someone said you weren't gonna say anything about Ben. I know. I guess I was wrong about that. But I'm not hating. I'm just saying that's what he said. He said he thinks you're a crazy guy if you think it's a false flag. I don't know. I said something about him. I'm not hating on it. I'm just saying. I mean that's freedom of speech. No, it's like he said that. I said that about what he. I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe I'm sorry. I'm sorry for being here. I'll shut up. I'll just stick to the script. There's a bunch of posts coming about the GDP, how good it is. I'm gonna talk about healthcare and how bad it is, and then I'm gonna talk about false flags and how fake they are, and then I'm gonna talk about black unemployment is way down, and then I'm gonna talk about Benghazi is really bad, and then we're gonna talk about I don't know. I'm gonna get my Republican talking points down. I'll be back. Thank you guys so much. God bless you. God bless America, and God bless all the people who stayed throughout this very long, what some could call conversation. I don't know. Thank you guys. I'll be back. Hopefully I didn't lose half my fan base. I didn't check, but whatever.